phone. Oh, where'd that come from? Okay, good there. I think just in the audio stand because I can audio. So we're gonna try it like this and see how it goes. Alright. 29 purified. Gotta save here. Alright. Making progress. So I think starting from here. Oh, I have that language up. January 15th, 2003. This one, Ruby and Sapphire were out. I think we're still doing... No, I don't think that's right. Because other than technically, I'm placing it showing up in during the league anyway. That I could just glance through. I would have to start like at the end of the Joe stuff and then work my way backwards. Because after it's just like, okay, there's no Gen 3 stuff. Torchic, Combuskin, or one their starters into the Word Fire. Shine, lava, stuff like that. Or you use grass fighting. And Meta-type, what you do get is fighting psychic. Fighting types added. So the only pure one is Makuhita. doing alright. How are you? My phone? Dang it. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Do you have your left headphone? Move this down just a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Thanks. It's not so I can response. Could just be sitting there. But how are you doing, Ash? wondering if, like, you need to have your left headphone in. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to tell. Some floors are so close. Same as last time. Low mic. Dang it! Okay. That's like hello, hello. Try sitting closer. I turned the mic down. Do you have your left headphone in? I wonder if that's part of the problem. Or earphones, because I don't know how to do this. That's good. I just never know what the actual problem is. You can still barely hear me. Is that popcorn dog? Do you say it the same? You say it's good, but I don't know if that's assuming you're talking about that. Popcorn dog. I can lower it a little bit more, but not. I can't do much more. How's that? That's probably the lowest I can go without muting it. How are we doing? Let me put it back. Okay, so hot corn dog can hear me because of the left headphone thing. Let me try here. Maybe I No, I don't think that did anything. Oh, okay, wait a minute. How's that? How are we doing? I think I know the problem. Game sound okay, so this made a change. One quick thing. How are we doing now? How are we doing? Because I think I remember I think I found the problem. Game sound can be louder. Yeah, it's the audio settings. I was messing with it, Hawkburn. I think I just found where the audio issue came from. Some floor is done. Let's get Scarmy in here. Okay, but how's the audio? For you know what? Let me turn this. That might be here and there. Okay, how's that? No, I didn't change anything for engage, but I just realized the problem. So on my screen, I see two audio levels. Desktop audio, which that's what I assume, and then the mic. But then I remembered, I scrolled down, there's one specifically for the Elgato. So that's what you've actually been hearing. That's why whenever I made a change to the game audio, it just didn't seem to do anything. I muted that audio, so now you should just be hearing the desktop audio. I think we're all good. Yeah, no, I didn't change anything for Engage. It's pretty much the same. My mic? I could do a little bit more. How is this? It's near the red, but it hasn't gone past the red. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Will Delibird manage to purify his heart? We'll find out soon enough. Okay, I think we're now good. Either way, I think we're good now. Yes. Yes, Chaotic Oven. The game with forced double barrels because that was the new feature. I don't hate that decision. There's nothing more to that. I don't hate that decision. Never touched a GameCube in your life. That's interesting. I find the GameCube, like, I wouldn't say underrated because it's now getting more popular, but like definitely back in the day. The GameCube has a lot of fantastic first-party games. Unless you count the Wii. I mean, if you played GameCube games on the original Wii, I would count it. As long as you can play the games. That's all that really matters. And I am doing... my Friday's going okay. That's all I can really say. Is the Wii overclocked when you play a GameCube game? I thought it was just the same thing. Only play Wii games, then I wouldn't count it. Unless you actually play a GameCube game on the Wii, I wouldn't count it. You played the Wii, you didn't play a GameCube. I do know that the Wii was, made with like 2 GameCubes slapped together or something like that. It's still using like the GameCube as a base. The Wii overclocks when it plays Wii games. Oh, okay. The Wii's pretty cool. You have one and only one game. Boogie. Really? Okay. What are you doing, Molly? You're growling. I know you hear the mailman drive by. But it's okay, Mom. You don't need to growl. No one's here. What are you doing? There's no one here. I don't know if you can hear my dog. She's kind of farther away and she's not growling too loud, but she's growling. She thinks someone's here. But no, that is not the case. Okay. Through the phone. But no, Chaos Oven, I think the GameCube has a lot of great first-party games. The problem with the GameCube was that it just did not have third-party support. Oh, you have the Wii Sports plus Wii Sports Resort? Interesting. Yeah, that was made really late. Where were we looking at for Delibird? Yeah, not even in the final bar. So one aspect I was rambling on last time. Sells for a lot on eBay? I think so. It's pretty rare. I don't know what the prices are right now, but it was made pretty late, and no one really needed it. Sports. I'm just curious what this looks like. what we're looking at. Is this it? No, that is not it. It's like $2 in the thrift store, and we bought it to test if the Wii worked and if the controllers work. One controller, then the other needed new batteries. After you used it to check, you never touched it again. I mean, that makes sense. Is this it? It looks like Wii Sports plus Wii Sports Resort is about $55 right now. Although if you have a new copy, we're looking at like 75. That's not that bad. Could be worse. Wrong thing. Both angry Pokemon. So one thing I was rambling like last stream is like, so this game is obviously meant to get Gen 2 Pokemon into your Ruby and Sapphire copy. But there are 7 Shadow Pokemon that are from Gen 3. And I'm thinking to myself, why these 7? Because this game is mostly about getting Gen 2 Pokemon. What was the sequel to this like? The sequel to this, Pokemon XD, is a better game. It fixes all the problems that this game brings in. Like, it is just straight up a better game. Eventually, I'll stream it, but not for a while. But at some point, we will. Did Google answer the question? I don't think so. I didn't get a chance to maybe... there's a lot of, like, looking into development of this game to try to answer that question, Hot Corn Dog. I don't know if you were here, Hot Corn Dog, last time when I explained my insane shower thought rambling on it. But, because that's the best way to describe this. So, at first I thought, how many, what missing Gen 2 Pokemon can we not get in this game? Obviously, Lugia and Celebi, although you could get Celebi if you had the Japanese bonus discs, but we're not counting that. That wasn't even in the base game, I don't think. You're missing those. You're missing Unknown. And then you're missing the Baby Mons. You're missing Blissey, and you're missing the trade evolutions that required hell items. So like Slowking, Steelix, Caesar, not counting the E-Reader in Japan. Politoed, Porygonzi. Why is wind always in battles, even indoors? No, you got that wrong, Chaotic Oven. The wind isn't blowing west. The wind is like going down and hitting the ground directly in the middle and then spreading outward. It's like hitting the center of the stage and then spreading outward. Because if you notice, my character, Wes, and then the opponent I'm fighting, the wind is going in the opposite directions. Yeah, it's from tension of the battle. Like, the battle is so intense. Just standing around here, this battle is so intense that the wind is just... the pressure of the battle is just causing wind to blow. But, like, yeah, so, those are, like, the Gen 2 Pokemon you cannot get in this game. Not counting Pokemon that you can get in Ruby and Sapphire. So, like, for example, Corsola you cannot get in this game. But you can catch a Corsola in Ruby, so I don't care about that. Now, there are some Pokemon like Skarmory and Slugma that you can get in this game, but also in Ruby and Sapphire. But, you know, that is what it is. Keep going. And we can swap out some Flora. Yeah, right now we're just kind of working on purifying the Shadow Pokemon. I guess we'll get Croconaw in here. I want things to be a certain order. There we go. Yeah, these are the 7 Gen 3 Shadow Pokemon. Plusle is a gift one. I don't know if I should count that. I see Plusle as, oh, this is a double battle game. Plusle and Minun were made for double battles in mind. Let's do that. And also Plusle's a Pikachu clone. After doing a little bit of research and rambling, I realized Swablu, Vibrava, Tropius, and Absol are in the Jirachi movie. So I figured that has to be a factor. There's a country in Africa for every letter of the alphabet except for the letter K. Okay. It probably could have if at least a little bit later. You have 100 Altaria in Pokemon Go. Nice, Act. That's very nice. But yeah, I realized that these four are in the... those four were in the Jirachi movie. And with how intertwined, like, the entire media of Pokemon is, especially around this time, that can't be a coincidence. What I'm trying to figure out is why Makuhita, Meditite, and Metagross were chosen. And I don't have an explanation. I literally just went to look at maybe the Pokemon cards and see if, like, some of them were made during the Gen 2 era. None of them were. So that rules that out. Skarmory is very angry about these bugs. Your alliance in Marvel Strike Force is filled with Pokemon Go enjoyers. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really booted up Pokemon Go in a while, other than the community day. I just haven't. Yeah. Skarmory! I choose you. Skarmory is just super angry. Be like, why'd you pick me? I don't want to do this. Yeah, we're both Gen 3. No, I mean the ones you catch. Chaotic Oven. If you don't know how this game works, there are shadow Pokemon that people have, and you can only catch opponents' Pokemon that are shadow Pokemon. There are 42 shadow Pokemon in the game, so basically you only get a little over 50 to work with. Like, I can't catch this guy's Cascoon unless it was a shadow Pokemon. It's not, but that would be the only way to catch it. Yeah, this is the game where you steal other people's Pokemon. You get to be Team Rocket. Kind of. This is still Pokemon. We can't have that sort of fun. Imagine a game where it's just like, oh, we're just gonna make a game where you're just Team Rocket. Like you're actually just Team Rocket. No kid gloves here. Do you think this could translate to King DDD? I can kind of hear it, here and there. Yeah, I could kind of see where you're getting that. Yeah, and our goal is to just get these heart gauges down to 0 so we can purify them, make them normal. Not normal type, just normal Pokemon. I'm assuming you're talking about like the Marvel Strike Force Discord. There's like 50 other channels, and even though it's called Other Games, all that's talking about is Pokemon Go. That's hilarious. Might as well just make it its own like channel, be like Other Games, parentheses, Pokemon Go. And then have a separate just Other Games. I don't know. Skarmory is just very angry just to be sent out into battle in the first place. Delibird is not getting angry enough. Yeah, like, I haven't really booted up Pokemon Go all that much lately. Ever since, like the 2 weeks before, like, Christmas, I was, like, so busy to the point where I couldn't really prioritize, like, playing, like, phone games. Like, there was just so much work I had to do that, like, because of those, 2 weeks where I didn't really play it, I just, like, stopped being addicted to it, if that makes sense. Or just never felt the need to go back. I booted up here and there, but a lot less than before. You sent Guy from Heroes from, and the dude straight up said, "That's not Pokemon." Okay. That's not a Pokemon. It might be. How do you know? I'm pretty sure Pokemon have swords somewhere. And just look exactly like a human. Yeah, it kind of seems like that Discord session needs a separate one for Pokemon Go specifically to talk about, and then one for other stuff. The TV adapter for the N64 cable is broken. Oh, that sucks. I know... No, the N64 doesn't have an HDMI unless you have a converter. Which, that's how I'm playing the GameCube. I'm borrowing a friend's, HDMI converter for the GameCube. Which technically works on the N64. What is it? It's a... Eon, I think? Yeah. Yeah, GameCube N64 had those AV cables you're talking about, Hot Corn Dog, the red, yellow, and white cords. Yeah, it's the same one as cable TV. I do know, Chaotic Oven, that if we're talking about AV cords, you could buy a GameCube one. And it'll work exactly the same. Hell, I think you can even buy a Super Nintendo one and it will work exactly the same. Like, it uses the same ports. But if you have a Switch and you're willing to shell, like, $50, you can play Pokemon Stadium on the Switch Online for a year. With only rental Pokemon, but, you know, you can. It's something you can do. Playing Stadium and Stadium 2 with only rental Pokemon is hard, though. It's really meant to be like, oh, you only have like 3 good Pokemon, you need to fill out like 3 more. Here's some rentals. It's really meant to. You're really meant to connect with your main games. But not impossible. He is right. It is very, very difficult. You ain't got friends, but we got you covered. This did. Pretty much. Yeah, you just need a Nintendo 64. You need all the cords. You need Stadium 1 or 2. You need the transfer pack. And you need one of the main games. That's all you need. We played Stadium 2 with only rentals because we did not have the Gen 2 or 1 yet. Makes sense. And even if you did have those games, you need the transfer pack. Although I'm pretty sure Stadium 1 came with the transfer pack when you bought it new. But yeah, you would have to buy that too. Where are we at with Delibird? You got Stadium 1 secondhand? I did too. Eventually, I bought Stadium 1 and 2, like, 10 years ago. When I was in high school. But luckily, at that point, those games were like 20 bucks each. Yeah, I only have the cartridge too, but like, sadly, those games are pretty spendy nowadays, I think. You know what? I want to look that up. Okay, Stadium 1 is 35. Okay, that ain't bad. 35 ain't bad. It's definitely more than what it was like 10 years ago. Stadium 2, on the other hand, is 70 bucks right now just for a loose cartridge. Yeah, I'm so glad I got both of them like 10 years ago. I don't have any super spendy N64 stuff. That would, other than, I think Stadium 2 would be the one that would sell the most of what I have. By the way, Chaotic Oven, if you didn't realize, but like, even though this was made by Genius Fiori and not, what was it? Not HAL, same group that did, or, yeah, it might have been HAL. They used the same models from the Stadium 1 and 2 games. They just copied and pasted them. So they only had to make the Gen 3 stuff. Use Asteroid 64, and you still have the box. Nice. I don't think I ever heard of Asteroid 64. Is it any good, or is it just kind of a arcade thing? It's like, alright. Oh, Delibird might be done now. Why didn't you, like, go for Ember? It was the better move, I think. Actually, yeah, it would have been the better move. Asteroid 64 Super. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We can't have... It's not enough to be a N64 in the title. It has to be Hyper. Oh, that's even more than Super. Wow. It's not even Hyper Asteroid 64. It's just... Asteroid 64 Hyper Edition, starring Dante from the Devil May Cry series and Knuckles. Okay, wait a minute. Let me check Delibird. Okay, Delibird's ready to go. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. Swap in Miltank. Crave Entertainment. I don't think I ever heard of that company. What other games have they made? Miltank's very angry. That's the only one you have by them. Okay. I still don't know what else they made. swap Delibird with Miltank. And to fix my OCD. Alright. Good to go. NFL Blitz. So first things first. I'll look at asteroids. Asteroid 64 Hyper is like $12 for a loose copy. Stupid pop-ups. Get out of here. Yeah, NFL Blitz was midway. And which one do you have, by the way? Is it like the first one? Because I know there were like a few. I'm assuming it's the first one. $20 for the first one. Loose. Yeah. Yeah, Midway was the one that made Sub-Zero, the Sub-Zero game. Yeah, there's like... It's a sports game. Of course there's multiple. I know it's not made by EA, but there are multiple NFL Blitz. There's like a good 3? Or maybe 2. I see NFL Blitz 2000. 25. 2001. That's also about 25. Those are all the N64 ones, anyway. So there's like 3 NFL Blitz for N64. If you went to like 2002, that's like GameCube era, so I'm not gonna count that. Ridge Racer. From your brother 100% Ridge Racer. Interesting. I have never played Ridge Racer. Ridge. I'm just curious. Gotta fill in time somehow. It's just Mount Battle, and we're purifying Pokemon. Nothing's different. Ridge Racer 64. $15 loose right now. Man, Miltank and Skarmory are very angry today. I'm okay with this, but they are very angry. My N64 collection is kinda okay, but like nothing too groundbreaking. Or like nothing too large anyway. I have like I don't even have Mario or Zelda. I should say Mario 64. I should specify that. Let me see. Can I see from here? Not really. They're all kind of different. I have Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. I have Diddy Kong Racing. I just recently bought Mario Tennis. What else do I have? I have F-Zero X, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Technically, I still have Bug's Life, but I think I might get rid of that one. If anything, the PlayStation version might be better. I might be missing a game or two, but yeah, that's about what I have for N64 anyway. Extreme G, but the connectors are dirty beyond repair. Extreme G. If it's just dirty, have you ever tried cleaning it? Because maybe you could get it to work. You have Bugs Life for PS1, you gotta fix it. Because I played the N64 one, it just kind of makes me think it's not really that good of a game, Bugs Life. But maybe it's just because it's the N64 version. Is the PS1 version actually good? Because I remember, like, the controls not being that great. I can't save because I don't have the memory card pack. I'm trying to think. Sir, dirty beyond repair. The inside's all messed up. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Kind of like my copy of Sacred Stones that I have, that I bought. I didn't know it didn't work. Well, yeah, it was like 3 to 5 years ago. You were like 3 to 5 years old when you played it. You saw the spider and never touched the game against. You can't save. That's about right. But yeah, I know the N64, you can't save without the memory card pack. And who had the memory card pack? Seriously. That was a separate thing you had to buy. So I couldn't save. I only made it to, like, I think the farthest I made it was the trench. I tried playing it like last year and I just couldn't play that far. I wasn't that interested. But yeah, and yet when I bought Toy Story 2 like this last October, well, based on what I could play before my PS2 crapped out on me, it seemed, you know, I enjoy it pretty fine. So, like, maybe if I played the PS1 version of Bugs Life, it might be better. Also, you can tell the N64 is a lot cheaper made because, like, it doesn't have the cutscene or the scenes from the movie. It just has some screenshots. You beat a level and it just shows an image of Flick being like, "Good job, you did it," and that's all you get. It's just like, wow, this feels cheaply made. Mayhem, made by EA. You don't remember ever owning it or even playing it, but yet you own it. Okay. I don't think I ever heard of Mayhem. Don't try to autocorrect me. Problem is, says a pretty generic name, if that's the only name it is. And 64. I need to scroll down a little bit. Mayhem. Okay. WCW Mayhem. Oh, it's a wrestling game. Okay. $5 loose. $5 for a loose copy. Yeah, when I bought Mario Tennis, like, this last October, I was playing it for a little bit. I was kind of enjoying it, but, like, the game will just crash every once in a while. It's just like, oh, I can't really play this, can I? I can't make enough progress to, for it to crash, and I tried cleaning it, nothing happened, so I own it, but at what cost? Episode 1 resale, not for resale. So that means, it was a bundle for something. It might have been like, I think there might have been some N64s that were bundled with Episode 1 Racer, and that's why it would have not for resale. Actually, I think that is right. I think Episode 1 Racer was a bundle at one point. Gotta kill time somehow. Might as well look it up. And both N64 and PC versions. Well, the PC version is probably the better one. Star Wars. So one racer. Oh yeah, I think it got like a reprint or something for current stuff. $10. $10 loose. Wait a minute. $30 complete? Wow, that is pretty cheap for a complete copy. I think it's a matter of finding it though. Oh, PC. Okay, PC games. Loose 23, complete 30. That's what I'm seeing. I hear Episode 1 Racer is a pretty good game. It's one of those games I need to get at some point. You know what? But it's also one of those ones, like, what version do I get? Not counting, like, the recent, like, ports. Like, if around the time, I think it was just N64 Dreamcast PC? Is that right? That looks right. I would think the Dreamcast is probably one of the better versions. It would be PC, Dreamcast, N64. But I don't have a Dreamcast. There's also Game Boy, but would you want to get the Game Boy Color version? You hate playing keyboard, so you play the N64 version? I would understand that. You know what? I'll put this in the wishlist. Keep an eye on it at some point. Not like I have the money to buy it now, but... But here's the thing, Chaotic Oven. You can play Episode 1 Racer with the N64 mouse. And you can play the game with 2 N64 mice. That's a thing you can do. If I remember correctly, based on the video I watched, you have 2 N64 mice. You plug them into ports 1 and I believe port 3, and then how it works is like, I think it was, but I think it works in the American version. But like, you control each of the, what do you call them? Like the engines. They're like the 2 engines with each mouse. So like if you want to go forward, you put them both up. If you want to turn, you pull one of them back, sort of thing. Seems interesting. But that is actually something you could do. Yeah, I think the mouse was for Japan only, but I think it works in the American version. I'm not too sure on that, though. I mean, it's just a mouse. It's just the mouse that plugs in. I don't think it would change anything. Because I don't think controllers are region locked. Okay, swap Delibird. Let's get Murkrow. You know, I have GoldenEye, but I have never played it. Other than, like... I mean, I've played a little bit of multiplayer here and there at, like, a convention once. But, like... it wasn't really much of anything. It's one of those games that I should actually play through. Even though I know, like, going into it, it's gonna be jank, but, you know. They treat our shows like we treat their anime. They have arguments about sub or dub. I've heard that before. I think I remember hearing something like that with, like Adventure Time or something. Or, like, maybe The Simpsons, I don't know. But, like, you think, like, yeah, that's interesting to know. But what are you, Chaotic Oven? Sub or dub anime? You gotta go have a haircut? Oh, okay, dodging the question. I see. I see how it is. See you later, Chaotic Oven. No, I'm a dub person, honestly. More so, like, convenience. Dub, but you only watch One Piece so far? The dub for One Piece is not bad unless you're watching 4Kids version, which, good luck actually finding that one. But, like, the pacing of the One Piece anime is so bad. I hate it so much, but yet I watch it. If you can, read the manga. Trust me on that one. The pacing is so bad. But no, I'm a dub person. Mostly because, like, I can focus more when I don't have to pay attention to the text on the bottom. There are exceptions for me to watch a subtitled. For example, like, how much do I really want to watch the show? And is there looking like there's going to be a dub on the horizon? So, like, if the show literally just came out in Japan, it's probably going to be a little bit for a dub, but I'm just really wanting to watch it. I'll watch sub. That's usually how I do things, Hawthorne Dog. So there's that aspect. There's also the aspect of, the dub would have to be very bad for me to just choose the sub over the dub. And what I mean by bad is, like, we're talking, like, 80s, early 90s bad type of dub. You know? Before there were standards. Or, like, the 4Kids One Piece. You know, like, the dub would have to be very bad for me to, like, go with the sub. Luckily, I feel like nowadays we don't have that problem that much. We have other problems, that's for sure, but yeah. Nowadays, we got censorship issues, which I guess some things still stay the same. Some things change, some things stay the same. But that argument, I don't think applies. That only applies to a small few and not the majority. It is still, I hate that it's still an issue, but yeah. But, like, most of the time when it comes to that censorship argument nowadays anyway for dubs, current modern day censorship, I can deal with that. Even if I know what the problems are, I can still watch the dub and enjoy it mostly fine. And probably still watch the dub over the sub. But most of the time I would just be like, was this purposely changed? And then I would look it up and be like, yeah, it was. But most of the time, everything else I can usually watch perfectly fine. But, like, sometimes I try watching subs, and I can watch them perfectly fine. Like, I watched Konosuba, season 1 and 2, perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. Because when I watched them, I checked to see if there was a dub, and not only was there not a dub, it's been years since they came out, and there was no sign of a dub whatsoever. Like, well, I guess I'm watching Konosuba subbed. And then eventually they got a dub. But I enjoyed that perfectly fine. But then I tried so hard to watch Gintama. I could not watch it subbed. Like, it's so fast-paced that it's very hard to focus on both reading what they're saying and then watching what's going on. To the point where I found that, like, they would make a joke. The impact of the joke and the punchline is delayed because I would see the joke and then I would have to read it. And then they're already on to the next joke. Speaking of Konosuba, we're season 3. Yeah, I could not watch Gintama because of that. And then apparently, like, Hulu has a dub. I tried watching it, or they started doing a dub for like the early seasons, like season 1, right? Because there was a dub for like 50 plus in or something like that. I tried booting up like Hulu's dub. It's like we're back in the early 90s. Like, it is bad. Like, it is actually bad. Like, the actual voice quality and direction, like, it is bad. Like, I could not watch it. I could not get through 5 minutes of episode 1 of Gintama dub. It is that bad. And I feel like I have at least some sort of tolerance. I did not realize how little Skarmory's hyper mode, like, getting out of that actually lowers. Wow, Skarmory's gonna take a while. But yeah, it's really just how much do I want to watch the show, and is there a dub on the horizon or not? It's that, and is the dub actually bad? If it's either of those things, then I will probably just watch subbed. Or maybe read the manga version, because that might be easier for me to get through. But, like, when it comes to the subtitles and comedy, I thought it was, like, maybe I'm just bad at reading subtitles. And, yeah, I haven't watched sub too much. You can argue that. But, like, I watched Konosuba perfectly fine. Didn't have too many issues. I mean, there might have been some sort of disconnect a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. Gintama, as well as, Disastrous Life of Psyche-K. Season 2 and 3. I had to watch that. So then, same problem. Same issue for me. The jokes are so fast-paced that there's that disconnect that they say the joke in the punchline, but then you have to read it so it doesn't work immediately after, and then they're already on the next joke, so you can't take it in. You can't process it fast enough, at least for me. At that point, I just need to learn Japanese. Then I don't need to worry about subtitles. I'll take his name as Skarmory is constantly getting angry, but like the amount that goes down is not that much, sadly. Still waiting for Konosuba Season 3. Still waiting for that. It's weird, like, I feel like some anime are just like reluctant to like start working on a new season of an actual popular show, and either just prioritizes new shows or like the really popular stuff for whatever reason. Like I remember Konosuba like being very popular, right? But yeah, it took a long time to get season 2 and the movie. Like, there were very large gaps, and I don't know about season 2, but there were just super large gaps between season 2 and the movie, and we still have a large gap between the movie and whenever season 3 is ever gonna happen. It's not like the books have not been made yet; they were already done. Well, at least they could do another season's worth. So I question why they haven't jumped on the hype train, I guess. If they wait too long, then the hype is gonna deflate. I think the biggest example from what I haven't seen it myself, but one of the biggest examples is the gap between Attack on Titan season 1 to 2. Wasn't that like 5 years? And people didn't really start talking about Attack on Titan again until like season 3 or it was like season 3 when people actually started talking about it again. Because the hype went down because there was that large gap. And I'm pretty sure Attack on Titan season 1 was very popular, so I don't understand why they didn't go straight into working on season 2. I could say the same thing with One Punch Man. Season 1 was very popular, but they didn't jump on season 2 for a long time, and even though we got season 2, it had to go with a new director and a completely different studio just to do it. To the point where I think it suffered because of it. Although that section of One Punch Man was very, not much happened. It's mostly set up for season 3, I would argue. But my point is that there was that large gap with One Punch Man, and I don't understand why they didn't just immediately jump on working onto the next season. But you know, we gotta have our very shitty 500 new isekai, you know what I mean? That does nothing different and it's very trash. There must be something I might be missing, but like, yeah, I don't know. Miltank's very angry. Miltank's angry that there's no Konosuba season 3. Okay, where are we at with Miltank? I don't think we got past the last bar. There's just a small sliver right before it. Has no problems outside of scenes. Yeah, I really avoid shows like that, honestly, because it's trash. I mean, you can enjoy trash. I have no issues with that, but I don't care to watch. A lot of the times I don't care to watch at least that type of trash. And also the main character just doesn't have a personality. So it's just like, how does this guy have a harem? It's like wish fulfillment. Yeah, he is the self-insert character. He has no personality, because then he wouldn't be a self-insert, even though that clearly having a personality doesn't mean you can't be a self-insert character. Probably makes you a bad one, though. Corn! Alear! Sorry, that was weird coughs. Barely a cough. I didn't really hide it that well. But like, not only I would argue it's not necessarily a self-insert that the audience is supposed to put in. I would say it's a self-insert for the writer, like their fantasies, you know, how they want it to be. Even though it's just like, great, I don't care about this fan fiction. It's bad. Yeah, it's just more of an insert for the writer. That's what most of them come off as. It's just like, I don't care. I really don't. There's other stuff I could watch. Starmie and Miltic must really not like my takes on this. Critical allies. Pretty much, although, like, some of the recent characters I ran into seem to do a little bit less. Other than just, like, finding out that they are the special, but that's about it. But there were some conversations that I saw that were relatively normal. In the last, like, stream that I did. Maybe the last two. I mean, we got Jean. We got Jean, you know, like, he's good. He doesn't simp for the Divine Dragon, or Alear, however you want to call Alear. Doesn't matter. Why do you think Jean is in my main team? You think I'm gonna use Fram? No, I don't like that character. You can tell you have a bad self-insert character when other characters act completely different to the self-insert with everyone else. You know you have a badly written self-insert character. Speaking of, like, this Fire Emblem topic, I did finish all the support grinding I needed to do in Fates Conquest. So now I'm actually going to start doing a playthrough on Revelation on my own time. I'm not streaming it, but, you know, just for fun. Go through the plot again. So, yeah. But in this Revelation playthrough, I'm actually going to go through the DLC. Because I never went through all of the DLC of Fates. So that's part of the reason too. But yeah. Still got a ways to go. Corrin definitely has the same problem in Fates. Actually, I would say Alear just copied Corrin in that way. They didn't learn, even though they did kind of learn, but they didn't. They forgot that they learned their mistake. just like, people hated Corrin. Why would you think making Corrin 2.0 was a good idea? Oh, I know why, because Engage is anime now. Not Fire Emblem, it's anime. And because it's anime, like mainstream anime, we can't have good writing. We gotta have the trash type of anime. Anyway. We'll try not to get into Fire Emblem Engage too much. Because I know if Act's still listening, he probably doesn't want to hear anything about Engage, so I'm gonna try to keep that minimum. Can we talk about Sato? Sato. Yeah, I think I just ran into him. The DLC goes and then a little weird spirit thing. Interesting. I don't want to get into it too much. Because, like, we could talk more Fire Emblem Engage when I do the stream. When I actually go onto the stream. Because some people listening in, like Act, is probably willing to join this stream because I'm less likely to talk about Engage and he wants to avoid spoilers. And I'm using Act as an example, but like there are probably some people that are wanting to do that. So let's keep the Engage stuff pretty low. Where are we at? No, one more. Miltank's not done yet. But with Fates, on the other hand, I don't care. Yeah, I know Act hasn't played Fates, but it's also a game that came out in 2014. So, I could talk about Fates. After a certain point, it's like, you know, it's like hearing the plot twist in Star Wars, you know, the whole Vader and Luke thing. You know, at this point, if you wanted to try to avoid spoilers, you really should have just gone on to just watch the movie or play the game right away. Because everyone knows it at this point. It's very hard to actually not hear about it because it's been so long. After a certain point. Yeah. I don't know how long that time frame would be, but, you know, it also depends on what we're talking about. I should have swapped Miltank. Miltank's done. The point is, Fire Emblem Engage is a little bit too new. And the people that would be interested in playing Engage but can't yet probably would want to avoid spoilers. Even if some aspects were revealed in the Direct, and you know, it's very hard to avoid spoilers when you're just watching a basic Nintendo Direct. And they're just like, oh, here's this thing that maybe you would want to avoid. Like, yeah, I would like to avoid that. Just say that we're doing the next one. And it's coming out this date. I'd be okay with that. But, you know, it's just one of those things. I mean, Houndoom... Skarmory's still got a ways to go. really depends on how new a game is. I wonder how... General consensus, like, how long until we can be like, nah, at this point, if you haven't played it, that's on you, sort of thing. I wonder when that mindset kicks in for whenever a new, like, game comes out. And spoilers, I guess. Obviously, if it's something like, oh, I want to be blind to the next 2D Mario platformer, then it's be like, okay, like, in like a week maybe. 6 months to a year, pretty much. But if it's something like, oh, the next 2D Mario, I don't want to see anything until I play it, be like, well, it's not like it's spoiler, it's not like it's a story spoiler or anything, but if it's not seeing anything gameplay-wise, then I don't know, a couple weeks, because at that point, whenever we talk about spoilers, it's mostly story stuff, right? But yeah, 6 months, especially for like an RPG sort of thing, if you definitely haven't played it within 6 months, you either don't care at that point about the game, or like at that point it's just like, yeah, you know what, it's on me. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna complain about anything Elden Ring, you know? It's a game, the game came out like, what, a year ago? And I don't have no intention of playing it anyway. Or, not really no intention, but you know my point. That's why I don't care if Popcorn Dog talks about Dark Souls stuff. I have very little intention on playing them. So it's just like, yeah, go right ahead, talk about it, I don't care. It's that weird line, you know? Especially when I think back to my other streams. Even with games I've already played, I still try to keep story stuff, or there's a part of me that still tries to keep story stuff kind of a surprise for the people that haven't played these games. Like, even if it doesn't really mean much. Sometimes I do a bad job at it, but I even still act that way, I noticed, when I think back. Even like this playthrough, I tried my best to keep some things hidden until they were actually revealed. Even though this is a game that came out in 2004. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. Skarmory is just how I smell. Well, also with Dark Souls, from what I understand, the plot is mostly with, like, the plot is mostly in the background. It's mostly lore stuff, right? There isn't much to the main plot, it's just that Dark Souls has a bunch of lore tied behind it that you can delve into if you want to. Oh, if it's through item description and subtext for maps, yes. So that's a case where, because it's not directly told you in the main plot, that's probably okay for someone to tell you or watch a lore video. But that also may be something that maybe you might just save till after you play the game or after you get through that section. I also think about it, like, I am, like, when it comes to spoilers, I find spoilers different than other people, I think. I always, like, when I watch Act play, like, Fire Emblem stuff, he doesn't even want to know, like, gameplay mechanics, like, the details of them. He wants to either figure it out himself, or be told after the fact. Where, for me, when it's like game mechanics that the game never actually tells you what is in the game, I'd like to know that thing. Let's use Pokemon as an example because we're playing it right now. The game never actually tells you about the physical special, like the physical attack, special attack thing, where all fire type moves are special attacks and all fighting type moves are physical attacks, even with some moves not making sense in that case. So that's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't mind being told that, because, you know, if I was playing it back in the day, I probably thought Fire Punch was a physical move. I probably thought Crunch and Bite were physical moves, because that makes sense. I wouldn't mind being told that, no, those are special moves. Don't be confused. You can argue that's a spoiler, but I don't. Spoilers most of the time is like gameplay stuff. Or, not gameplay, story and maybe some specific events. I don't know. That's just my thing that I've been realizing. Sorry to call Act so much on this, but like, yeah, he's like the only example I compare to, honestly. Try not to do that too much. Skarmory is so close, but we're not gonna get Skarmory done on this one. Gonna have to go through another tier for that. Honestly, I think so far this stream has gotten me the least amount of Shadow Pokemon complete right now. As of right now, anyway. Because I know we got 2 and Skarmory's not done yet. Yeah, I think I only have 2 done. Almost 3. Oh, wait. No, I think that's right. Did I do my math right? Okay, let's see. Yeah, Sunkern, Delibird, yeah. This makes 3. I guess we'll grab Bayleaf. So we have 3 done. If Skarmory... if we get Skarmory done, which we will, that'll be 4. Whether or not we get Houndoom done is a different story. Remember, you have to do this if you want Ho-Oh. Especially if you were playing back in the day. It's just like, it was the only way to get Ho-Oh. You can also argue it's still the only way. Because, you know, you can't legitimately get through, get to the island that has Lugia and Ho-Oh without cheating. Skarmory might be done now. I think we can swap them out now. You know, when I think back to Gen 2, you know, when playing like Gold Silver, if you wanted to use a dark type because, you know, it was one of the new types that were added, really your only option before you beat the game is Umbreon. And that's stupid. Murkrow and Houndour were in Kanto. Why would you do that? And also, if you wanted to use Misdreavus, that's also post-game, all the way at Mount Silver. You don't even see one. Like, not even worried the Ghost-type gym leader has Misdreavus. I feel like some of those were... that was a dumb decision. Croconaut. Do something like this. One potential benefit with Croconaut is that he might die very quickly, so we get to swap out. Or not. Guess not. Well, Houndoom is mad. It's an angry dog. I remember Houndoom's Pokedex entry where it's like, if he bites you, the burn feeling that you get from that bite will last forever. You'll just constantly feel that burning sensation, no matter what. It's like, geez, Pokedex, what is with you? I think the Pokedexes in these games like make Pokemon seem way more dangerous than what they are than what they seem to actually play out as in game. It's like we're talking about two different series. Like, we're never actually going to see a plot point in any Pokemon game where someone's, like, trying to make a medicine for the Houndoom bite. You know? The games are nice while Pokedex wants the game to be Horror Survivor. Kind of. Kind of. Like, we're never going to see a plot point of someone wanting to make medicine to cure the bite of Houndoom. Or we're never really going to see Frillish sinking ships, you know, and then creating a home out of that sunken ship that it just created. We're not going to see those. Be cool though. We're never going to see Raichu, Thunderbolt, and Elephant, you know? And just being able to take it down with a Thunderbolt. I want to see that. Oh, time to throw in bay leaf. We're never gonna play like a Pokemon game that has a train. Like, there are a few of them that have trains, but there isn't gonna be a problem where Aeron are eating the rails while you're riding the train. So you have to stop and do something about the Aerons or something. There's a lot you can do with Pokemon just with the Pokédex entries alone. And it would make modern Pokemon really cool if they did stuff like this, but they don't, because they don't have time. And even if they did have time, let's be honest, they don't really do stuff like this a lot. In some cases, we get some examples, but it's very rare exceptions. Like, for example, the Pokédex entries where Zangoose and Seviper are said to, like, be in constant war with each other. In Gen 6, remember, there's like you could fight 5 wild Pokemon at a time. I think they were the Horde battles. Depending on which game you play, there could be a single Seviper and 4 Zangoose, or vice versa. And if you get into one of those fights, you can see how the Seviper and Zangoose are just targeting the other, like, the 4 Zangoose would be targeting the 1 Seviper first, before they even focus on you. Like, that's funny. But we very rarely get stuff like that. Leaf. Do some damage. Well, you dealt some damage, just not that much. I mean, you are level 30, but you're also a bay leaf. Let's see if bay leaf survives this. Nope. What of a waste of a hyper mode. And Bayleaf's not hyper mode anymore, so that was kind of a waste. Oh well. Made some progress in Bayleaf. Okay, Espeon. Now it's your... It's been a while, but it's your turn to just clean house. Just get this fight over with. That's why I have Espeon here. If I'm down to 1 Shadow Pokemon left, I'm just gonna use whatever my regular Pokemon is to just finish up the fight. By the end of this Colosseum playthrough, like, the last thing I'm doing is getting Ho-Oh, right? I want a count of how many times we did Mount Battle stuff. Not counting, like, the story bit, like where we went after Entei. Not counting that. That's part of the plot. Like, there were like 2 streams where I just grinded at Mount Battle, you know, for the main plot because I was under-leveled. And then how many streams after, like, when we were in post-game where it's just Mount Battle and really not much else. I'm pretty sure Mount Battle is gonna, in terms of streams, Mount Battle is like just as many as the main plot, if not more. Actually, it will be more. That's a lie. I shouldn't lie like that. Mount Battle will be more than the main plot. Is Snorlax in the games, in the Mystery Dungeon games? That's a good point about Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, Snorlax is constantly, like, sleeping in the middle of roads. And I gave that Zangoose Survivor thing example, but we don't get many of those types of examples. Would be cool, though. Man, that lightning really hates Crocodile. We made a lot of progress from that. That's good. I'm trying to think of other Pokemon examples, but I can't think of many. Where we actually see some of the things that they might show up, they might talk about in the Pokedex, and I can't really think of many. So if I ever did a Fallout game of 3 or 4, you could probably be my guy in the chair and give good advice. Okay, good to know. I don't know if I'll ever play Fallout stuff, but like, good to know that that's a thing. Actually smart and targeted 2 different Pokemon to take out. Most of the time they target the same one. I love Sableye's animation after getting hit. I love it. It's so good. It's so, like, creepy. Hit Sableye again. Just the comes in like that and the weird smile. It's great. I love it. Sableye has a lot of personality with just that animation alone. Something modern Pokemon won't do. More hyper. Oh good, Crocodile got into hyper mode again. But will Crocodile survive this attack? Find out right now. Nope. That did not. Crocodile did not survive that attack. What a waste of a hyper mode. still got like 6 battles to go until we get to round 50, but like, or finish the save but like, yeah, this might be one of the lowest completion of Shadow Pokemon from the stream so far that I've done. Because most of the time I either get 5 or 6 done. It really depends on how fast Houndoom and Croconaut can get in hyper mode. How often. You got in there helping to beat bosses in Dark Souls 3. So only like 3 to 4 popular bosses people want help with. And all else they don't ask. Alright, so people mostly ask about 3 or 4 bosses for help, but most of the time they don't. Wow, Croconaut, you did a lot of damage right there. Trust me when I say this, whenever we get to Pokemon XD, I don't know when that is, but whenever we do, and we have to do Shadow Pokemon, we're gonna get a lot more done in the mid-plot, that's for sure. It's just going to happen. You don't even really need to do Mount Battle all that much for it. There's still a reason to go through Mount Battle in XD. But, like, purifying Shadow Pokemon, that's less of a reason. I mean, you still could. If you want to go that route. So those 5 are most of the popular ones that people ask for help for. We might get Croconaut finished by the end of this. Yeah, it jumps down a lot if we get into hyper mode, so that really helps. Oh, okay. I understand now. It's one of those tag team boss fights. It's the one and only 3-phase boss fight. Wow. Usually multi-phase boss fights are saved for like the final boss and maybe like a special exception to like one other enemy. So most of the time you don't see multi-phase boss fights in the main campaign. Well, jump down a decent amount. Murkrow's still getting angry. They are a DLC boss. Oh, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. Oh no, Murkrow wasted the hyper mode. Well, time for Espeon to clean up this mess. For 1,000 years I've been dormant. Who has disturbed my... Oh, it's these clowns again. Get out of here, Marwile. Espeon's even stronger. Espeon's strongest there is. Come on, Bailey, hyper mode. And then survive whatever the next hit is. There we go. Now, can you survive? Spike Cannon, you might actually survive this. Oh, nope, that crit did it. That crit did the trick. And Skarmory is just kind of here. Still got a few more to go. This game is a two-face boss. He's in the base game as a secret boss. Okay, secret bosses also make sense. Soul Cinder is a two-face boss. Last boss of the game makes sense. Arendelle is a three-face boss. The two Princes of Lordic are two-face. Two Demon Princes are two-face bosses. None of those bosses, all of those bosses have more than one phase, okay. Croconaut's poisoned. Croconaut will definitely not survive, even if he goes into hyper mode. I want to say target Houndoom. Nope, didn't go into hyper mode. Imagine if you have to do an entire area without getting healed in between fights. That would actually make Mount Battle, like, really annoying. Kind of like an Elite Four, but there's 100 fights. Think of all of the money you would need for revives and stuff. But of course, you still get the checkpoints. You know, every 10 fights. That you could just jump to if you lose. I want to come back. So when their HP goes halfway, they change attack patterns or form, but it's all gone, then the boss fight. So yeah, that makes sense. Two phases means you destroyed a health bar, and then they get a whole nother bar. Changing attack pattern. Well, I guess you can. Greg. Houndoom managed to get coffee now here? Yeah. Oh no, dust tops. And Houndoom is... Oh no, not Houndoom. Murkrow. Okay. Houndoom is out of here. He's poisoned. Okay, Bayleaf, you won't make it long, but, you know, we'll send you out. There's 4 forms in the first phase and the second phase. Play. Second phase is win and glitch and play Dark Souls 1 first. Then fight goes hard. Not hard is difficult, but it feels fun. Interesting. It's a callback. Character coming back from the first game. It's kind of fun when games do stuff like that. Like seeing Cynthia in Black and White when she, you know, when she's the champion, Gen 4. Makes the world feel more alive and connected. Unless, you know, obviously games are just, you know, like hundreds of years apart, then that makes sense. Unless you're like Gilgamesh or Final Fantasy that just travels between dimensions. Right. I wanted Dark Souls 3 wanted to go all out on that sort of aspect. People like the fight better than what it was in the first game. I mean, let's be honest here. The first game they were... Well, it wasn't... Demon Souls was the very first game in that genre, but... Or in that they made, anyway. But Dark Souls 1 was definitely the first of that trilogy, so they're still trying to get, you know, get everything figured out. So that makes sense. Oh, okay. Still got a ways to go. No, I don't want to leave. Pressing the wrong button. Technical problems with presentation. It's because you can parry him, so the fight is really easy. Oh, okay. If you don't parry, it's a pretty hard game. Parrying is just very broken in Dark Souls 1, or just in all of them. Makes me think of Breath of the Wild. Parrying is just very good. If you can time it right. Croconaut to get into Hyper Mode, not Houndoom. I mean, I still need Houndoom to do it, but Croconaut can get through this faster. You can't parry the Soul Cinder, so all your moves... So all the moves being used in Dark Souls 1 is used as Dark Souls 3, but you can't parry him, so it's actually harder. Okay. Well, I guess they're both effective, though. The Metatram is... Houndoom isn't making it past this next turn. That's for sure. Like, one more Hyper Motor and Crocodile's done. People really like Slave Knight Gale. Could mostly considered number one. So. Without having played it myself, I don't have much to say about it. I don't really know why, but okay. Is that the three-phased one? Slave Knight had 3 forms, okay. Back. Okay, chat. Come on, Crocodile, get into hyper mode one more time. Crocodile, you got this. Nope. Okay, you're attacking. But Natsu still lives. Crocodile ain't, though. But, you know, Mirko's actually attacking. Alright. If Crocodile can just get mad one more time, Crocodile will be done. We got 3 more fights to get Crocodile done. Houndoom is not going to get done today. That's for sure. Second highest HP. 3. So the last DLC boss, so it gives the feeling of finality. Well, he is DLC, so... Okay. And lore-wise, it's a fight between 2 of the strongest people in the world. Both are buddies who won't have their tales told. Our fight will be legendary. Except no one will talk about it because no one knows who you are. Crocodile. I think he's done. Hi, Molly. You want attention? He wants attention. Oh no, attract. No, that was charm. Never mind. Molly, that's enough. That's enough. No. Okay, let me double check Crocodile. Yep. Crocodile's done. So let's get Murkrow in here. So that might actually be 6 done. Crocodile Skarmory, I already had... Oh, maybe that's 5. I don't know. We might have 5 done today. I don't think we're gonna get a 6. Or whatever one of these. I don't think we're getting one more after Crocodile. Murkrow's very mad. I don't think I fully understand that corn dog, but I'm just gonna nod yes as if I was understanding. Will Houndoom survive this turn? Find out right now. And Lovedus decided to attack Murkrow. What about Tentacool? Oh, Houndoom is out of here. What a waste of a hyper mode. Get out of here, Bailey. Come on. I know you're grass type, but you're under leveled though, so this only helps so much. Murkrow's making some progress. It's just taken a while. Great war between dragons. He survives and eventually finds Painter Girl. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming you're gonna pull more text, more lore. I don't know anything about this Painter Girl, so that means nothing to me. Really lucky that he resists these water moves. Lovedus really doesn't like Murkrow. Don't think Murkrow might survive another water gun. Oh, never mind. Seadra decided to go after Murkrow. Alright, Espeon needs to clean up. Painter Girl can just create worlds? Okay. Just get some sort of paint with blood, okay. So then Gale is helping out the Painter Girl, okay. Any particular reason? is completely done. Swap you out. Houndoom or Murkrow is not going to be done. Is there? Houndoom has like 2 bars to go, but it's not going to get done. Murkrow has a lot more. Even if they just win to Hyper Mode all the time, it won't be enough. They don't jump down the bar. So she's in a painting, but the painting is starting to rot. So Gale's trying to get her out of the painting, or Gale's trying to keep the painting contained, properly kept? Why is the Houndour going after Houndoom? It's just like, I will defeat you, older brother! And Houndoom's like, who are you? I don't care. Get out of here. People can enter and leave the painting at any point. Okay, so... what happens if if the painting rots? Are the people inside stuck there in that world, or do they die? Like, how's that? Or are they kicked out? Like, how's that work? So, from what I'm understanding is Gale is getting like this blood for the paint. Some blood from some creature or something is used to make the paint. So he's the one getting the paint for her, basically. But I am not fully understanding, like... You're saying she's stuck in a painting, but yet she can leave at any point, right? New painted world, but Sister Free convinces the current painter to keep her cage. That's when Gale leaves the painted world and kind of looks around for help with you. Okay. So the painted girl is just caged up. Okay. All right. She's just captured. Okay. And this is within the painted world itself. Okay. Again, I have to. I did ask this earlier, but is there an answer to if the painting breaks and you're still stuck inside, what happens? Can you, like, are you just stuck in that world? Do you die? Or do you get kicked out? How does that work? I'm kind of curious. Because if that's not a plot point, you could definitely make that a plot point. Dark Souls. Even though I don't know if you'll bring this concept back. Murkrow survives another hit. Oh no, Bayleaf is very close to dying. They both have 10 HP. Whatever shall they do? Murkrow decides to fight back with 3 health left. Oh my. This is a very close fight, I swear. Oh no, Bayleaf is out of here. Didn't stand a chance. And Espeon cannot use Psychic on that Houndour, but that's why we still have Return. Honestly, Espeon would be a problem if there was a Sableye here. Because, you know, Dark Ghost, I couldn't... Espeon cannot actually hit a Sableye. There's nothing Espeon can do. Will Murkrow survive this attack? We shall find out. Ah, Murkrow survive! Okay, Espeon. Just get rid of the Houndour. Means that the painted world is no longer a safe haven. It will be consumed by darkness. So usually to burn the painting and start new. It doesn't want that. So she loves the world, it doesn't want to let it go. Okay, so it's just not safe when it's rotting. That still doesn't necessarily explain what happens if... Oh, I guess rotting must be a different term in Dark Souls. Maybe. I don't know. That still doesn't explain what happens to everyone that's still inside that world if you burn the painting. That did a lot of damage. Murkrow was really mad from that. It's just like, ah, that hurt. I'm getting mad now. Oh no, string shot. Kind of interesting how much string shot actually has a use in double battles because it actually hits both of them. Oh, is actually hitting really hard. But the rock can affect the residents and make them go mad so they lose themselves. I figured that would be the case. Or something like that would be the case. You mentioned how rotting just means it's not safe, and it could be consumed by darkness. But that's just like something from the outside world seeping in and infecting the painted world from the inside that you can leave. You can go between. You know. It's still not explaining what happens if you burn the painting, but people are still inside. It sounds like there isn't an answer. Is it possible for the painted girl to make a painting in the painting world, so we go into paintingception? They die if it burns. Okay. I've been asking that like a lot. Okay. They die if it burns, but usually a new painting is made so they can go to that. Okay. So yes, if you need to burn the painting, everyone needs to leave, or else they actually die. Okay. But then you just, you know, make a new painting. I guess two questions. Can we do paintingception? And, you know, I lost my train of thought on what that other question was. Dang it, I guess only one question. Can we do paintingception? I had two in my head, but then I lost one of the questions. Oh, the other one was, how long does it take for the painting to dry? I figured that wasn't going to last that long. Still alive. I really hope Houndoom can just go into hyper mode. That'd be nice. But, you know, if Houndoom gets attacked, that'd be a problem. I'm pretty sure Golbat's going after Espeon. Supersonic! Oh no! Espeon might hit himself. Oh no, Houndoom actually faints. For the religion when the age of dark to come, but she Well, we're just left with Espeon and shot Pokemon that don't need to be in battle. That needs to be a plot point. If they ever bring it back, there needs to be paintception. Just, you're in the painting, you just make another painting. Go into that. The time dilation. What happens if the first painting starts rotting and gets affected by darkness? How fast does then the painting within get affected? How does that all work? Alright, I'm gonna go leave and purify some Pokemon. I'll swap them out first. Okay. So we need some Flora. Delibird. And Miltank. Is that it? We only got 5? Let me double check. 5, Final lock, final lock. Let me just double check things. Yeah, they're not done. Haven't started any of these guys down here. Yeah, okay. We only got 5 done today. Let's go purify. You enter the painting, you go to the Church of Arendelle, talk to Sister Friend, and she tries to talk you out of burning the painting by asking you to leave. So it's a decision to burn the painting or not. Okay. Sorry. Ugh. This chair is uncomfortable to sit in after a while. So, if I remember correctly, I ended last time with 29 purified. I think we're now up to 34 out of 42. Okay. So, part of me was thinking, so I wanted to go to start working on Emerald. I was thinking of starting that next week. But, if we only have maybe 2 more streams worth of Shadow Pokemon to complete, maybe we'll do that first and then move on to Emerald. So that way all the Shadow Pokemon stuff is just done. What do you think, chat? Assuming I can meet up with my friend to do berry blending over the weekend. Let's assume I do that. Next week, do we start Emerald? Or do we do like 2 more streams to finish up Shadow Pokemon Purification? Because either we do Shadow Pokemon before or after Emerald, but either way, it's going to need to be done. Finish the Shadow Pokemon, clean all the magical animals. Alright. We might only have like 2 more streams worth of Shadow Pokemon Purification. We'll take a look once I get all these guys purified. We'll see how many are left. Because based on this, I do somewhere between 2 to 3 hours in these streams, and we get about 5 or 6 done. Either way, we would end up finishing the Shadow Pokemon, but it would either be it would either we do it now, or we wait till after we're done with the Heracross, pretty much. Okay, let's take a look at how many Shadow Pokemon we have left. Okay. Again, I wanted to save Entei-Suicune Raikou for last. Raikou. I think I said Raikou again. Like how I used to say it. Some things never die. Okay. Alright, Smeargle. Ursaring. So we already got 5 in here, but these 3 are pretty close. It probably won't take too long, and obviously Smeargle and Ursaring haven't been started yet. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 15 more Pokemon. We have 15. It might... Oh, okay. I can see this being 2 or 3 streams. But... okay. If we think we want to get all the Shadow Pokemon done, we'll get it done. I think we'll get it done next week then. What's that? The girl goes in canvas, and you go into the main hall and see Arendelle feed the fire, his blood, so the fire doesn't start. And just the ruined boss fight starts. You kill her, which angers Arendelle, and he revives her along. Join the fight. At this point, Slave Knight Gale joins the fight with you. Once you beat the second phase and you kill both Arendelle and Freed, Arendelle realizes too late what he's doing is unnatural. Decides to give all his powers to Freed, which revives her. Once you kill her, the pain is satisfied. Okay. But yeah, it's looking like we got 15 more Shadow Pokemon to do. 3 of them are pretty close already. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Must have miscounted. Yeah, okay, 14, never mind. Yeah, maybe we could get this done in 2 streams. Maybe go a little bit longer, do another tier on one of them or something to wrap it up. Yeah, maybe 2 streams, but one of the streams will just be a little bit longer. Yeah, see, we're at 34 out of 48. When you free the girl, Slave Knight Gale sets out to find the blood of the Dark Soul to give to the painter girl for her new painting, which also includes you again. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for everyone who showed up. I'm doing these Pokemon streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Pacific time, and we're doing Fire Emblem Engage Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Pacific time. If you want to see the old streams that are not on Twitch anymore, they're on YouTube at ScottBot64 Stream Archives. Yeah, based on the one person in chat that suggested, we'll finish off Shadow Pokemon. We could probably get that done in 2 streams, and then we'll move on to Emerald. I will try to meet up with my friend to do berry blending. We'll see how that goes. If we don't meet up, then maybe Emerald will have to be pushed for a little bit until we do, but we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. We'll worry about that when we get to it. But next week, we'll continue Shadow Pokemon. Anyway, have a good day. Later.